robust economic plan, Honorable Speaker. That's Honorable Speaker. Our public service, even though we appreciate the experience of our aged population, Honorable Speaker, still has a big deficit of young people, Honorable Speaker. And we are hoping that these principal secretaries will have a youth-driven strategy, Honorable Speaker, in their state departments, and also ensure that there is young blood in our planning system, Honorable Speaker. And with those many remarks, Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that this Honorable House, approves the appointment of these two very professional candidates of this country, Honorable Speaker, and I beg CP Ruto, the Member for Parliament for Cases and a member of this committee, to second.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. As I stand to second the appointment of the two PSs, that is Cyril Wakunda Odede and Boniface Makoa. Madam Speaker, I want to say that, first of all, I want to appreciate the President for doing, for the first time in the history of Kenya, establishing an independent State Department concerned with investment and asset management. Madam Speaker, all of us, we appreciate the challenges we've gone through, especially during the new constitution and when the two levels of government were sharing the assets and liabilities. Up to now, we are yet to establish some assets that have gone missing because there is no clear records, no clear procedure, neither specific technical people to address this one. As I stand to support Cyril Wakuda, who actually demonstrated ability and understanding on the aspect of asset management and understanding on the issues of revenue raising situation. Madam Speaker, I want to say that this particular approach is going to improve on our management of our assets and most of the performance of our institutions that we have established, like universities that are crumbling now. Almost every university in the Republic of Kenya is going down. At the moment now, every university is declaring going redundancy. The question is, why did the rain start hitting our institutions? We need this particular institution and these peers to go down and be able to establish what are the challenges and propose mechanism of protecting our institution. And not only universities. Look at even our production sectors like KCC. KCC now is going now to the west. Farmers have not been paid. What are the troubles? Nobody's able to explain this one. County governments, they are losing lands left, right, center. I come from a county where land grabbing is so wanton. And in future, we will lack space to improve service delivery or to establish institutions that are going to focus on the needs of the people. On the candidature of Boniface Makoa, this is one person that challenged me. If you look at his background of education, he's a teacher. He underwent education, physics. But the man, given an opportunity to speak out, he understands the issues of planning very well and very eloquent. Why? Because he got exposed in an environment of dealing with the people. And you know, planning is not about the technical science. It is about the social science. It's about the people. Listening to the people, reasoning with the people, identifying projects that are going to affect and impact on the livelihood of the people. This is one person that, given the support, is going to transform this particular country. Remember that the first planning started during the time of Mwai Kibaki, when the State Department, when the Ministry of Planning was established, and it came up with the issue of the Vision 2030 that has transformed the country, Kenya. We need such a person that is going to give us a future beyond that is going to give us a future beyond 2030. Where will Kenya be in 2050? Where will Kenya be in 2060? Where will Kenya be in the 100 years? So that we can now align our plannings and our budgetary processes to ensure we are geared towards that support. Madam Speaker, I support this particular. I beg to second the nomination of Boniface Makoa as nominee for Principal Secretary for Economic Planning and Cyril Wakuda Odede, nominee for the Principal Secretary Public as Investment and Asset Management. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I therefore propose the question that, taking into consideration the findings of the Departmental Committee of Finance and National Planning in its report, majority and minority leaders, In its report on the vetting of nominees for appointment as principal secretaries, State Department for Public Investment and Asset Management and the State Department for Economic Planning laid on the table of the House on Thursday, 10th April 2025, and pursuant to the provisions of Article 155(3)(b) of the Constitution and the Sections 3(8) of the Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act, Cap 7F, this House approves the appointment of the following persons as principal secretaries. Number 1, Mr. Cyril Wagunda Odede, State Department for Public Investment and Asset Management. And number 2, Dr. Boniface Makoha, State Department for Economic Planning. Minority Leader.
Madam Speaker, thank you for giving me an opportunity. Madam Speaker, I stand to support the motion by the Departmental Committee on Finance, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I want to thank also the chairman for doing a thorough job with this committee, because the report that they have brought on those two nominees, Madam Speaker, are factual. Madam Speaker, Cyril Wagunda Odede comes from my county, from Migori County, Madam Speaker. And I want to thank His Excellency the President for appointing Mr. Wagunda as a principal secretary, Madam Speaker. He is the first Jasuna to become a principal secretary. Can you imagine? Since independence. Jasuna is where I come from, Mr. Speaker. The first Jasuna to become a principal secretary, Madam Speaker. I can't be more proud than today, Madam Speaker, that in my life, as a sitting member of Parliament, Jasuna now is a principal secretary. Jasuna East or West, together they are called Sona, both of them. Madam Speaker, Mr. Odede is a distinguished career civil servant. He has served this country at the Kenya Revenue Authority for the last almost 30 years without any problem, without any matter, without any finger raised about him on issues of integrity, on issues of disobedience or anything at his place of work, Madam Speaker. These are the kind of Kenyans, Madam Speaker, when they are given a second opportunity to serve the nation, they will serve this country diligently, faithfully, and with honesty. Madam Speaker, this is a man I can vouch for because I have known him for many years. He's a man who has served this country in a previous capacity as a deputy commissioner in the Kenya Revenue Authority, Madam Speaker, and he is a man who has all the qualifications, as has been said by the chair of the committee. They have checked everywhere, and they have realized, and they have come to confirm that he's fit for the position that he has been appointed to. Madam Speaker, the State Department that he has been taken, the State Department for Investment and Asset Management, is also equally very important State Department that our country needed. It's one of the new State Department that has been created now. And as you're aware, this country has many assets that need to be revived, for the benefit of Kenyans, Madam Speaker. Assets that some of them have become malfunctioning, others have become dead assets. We don't even have a proper register of the country's assets, Madam Speaker. So, Madam Speaker, as Migori people, whom I represent in this House, today we are very happy that His Excellency the President has given an opportunity, one of us,